Welcome back to My Moment. Once again, you rocking with your boy, Stay Humble, and I want to thank you for tuning in. Last week, we talked a little bit about this underwear challenge, right? So I want to start to unpack some of those details and talk to you about how you can get involved. So here's the thing. We're going to go back to the scripture, and that scripture was Matthew chapter 25, and it talks about the final judgment. Jesus is speaking here, but we're going to key in on verse 36, where Jesus says, I was naked and you clothed me. I was sick and you visited me. I was in prison and you came to me. So 2 weeks ago, one of the things that I do is work with the local YMCA and a leadership club, an opportunity to mentor some young men and pour into them. So in talking about kind of how they would spend money if they had it, this need came up. And here's the thing, if this is a need in New Kensington, and I talked to these young men about how they could meet that need in their school, how they could gain influence in other people's lives to make an impact in their life. If that need is here in New Kensington, then my question is, what about your community? What about the city that you live in? So I want you to understand, first of all, this is not all about everybody sending stuff to New Ken. It's not about everybody sending stuff to my neighborhood, all right? What it is about, though, is us living out the gospel. So maybe you're not called to preach and teach. Maybe you're not called as a missionary, as I believe what the Lord is doing and working in my life. But we are called to obey what we see in the Word, right? So here Jesus says, I was naked and you clothed me. And then later on down in the scriptures, the people asked, they're like, what do you mean, you were naked and we clothed you? What do you mean you were sick and we came to, we helped you out? You were sick and we visited you. You were in prison and we visited you. What do you mean? And Jesus says, if you've done it to the least of these, you've done it to me. So today, what I want to talk to you about is this underwear challenge and how we can help meet a need in an overlooked group or population that doesn't get served very often. So here's the thing. So often we do toy drives, we do stuff for little kids, but what about those middle-aged kids? What about those kids from, say, about 11, 12 years old, all the way up to 17, even 18 still in school, struggling, maybe single-parent home, multiple brothers and sisters, and just the essentials being a struggle to attain. So what does that look like? Well, here's what that came up to be in our leadership club. One of the young men spoke and mentioned that if he had $2,000 to spend, he would give half to his mom. And then the other half he would spend on what he needed. So I'm asking him, well, what does he need? Like, does his need really qualify as a need, or is it just a want? Then I found out that with the other 1,000, that need that he had mentioned was actually buying things like boxers and socks and underwear and wife beaters. And here he is, a young athlete. I mean, I know what that was like, going through socks like crazy, sweating out your boxers and all that type of stuff. So here's the thing. We've got an opportunity to meet a need. And what I like to do is get some of your ideas. First off, if you want to get involved, I would ask that you join the My Moment Movement group. It's here on the page. All you got to do is just join up, and we'll keep things in a circle. And then what I want to do is this. And a way to help motivate you, come up with some ideas of things that I can do, and I've got some young guys on the leadership club that are involved as well, that we can do, that if we reach a certain goal, then we'll do something crazy like, go jumping in Crooked Creek in December in our boxer socks and a wife beater or something like that, something crazy. So I'm asking for some of your ideas. I'm asking for some things that you think would motivate people, that would make this a fun challenge. And then the way that we make this interactive, because I don't want somebody from Watts, California sending me a pack of underwear or a package of socks. Instead, what I want you to do is take a selfie with the amount that you've bought. So if you've bought, let's say, 3 packs, let's say 1 pair of boxers, 1 pair of socks, 1 pair of underwear. Buy that, one package of wife beaters, so we'll make it 4. Let's say you bought that. Take a picture with that spread out on the table and a picture of yourself or a picture of the person that you're giving it to, that you're blessing with it. And if we meet a certain number, then we'll do this crazy event. So that's kind of the mindset. I would ask that you would look to your churches, the local bodies or the small groups that you're involved with, and talk to them about this. Because like I said, if this is a need right here in my community, there's a good chance that there are kids in your community going through the same thing. So this is an opportunity for us to be the body. This is an opportunity for us to serve some of the least of these, some of those young kids that get overlooked. So I would ask you to join me in this. Like I said, it's not going to cost you a ton. Maybe all you can do is get one pair of socks, and that's cool. We're going to be taking collections locally at the YMCA. We're going to have a box that you could drop off. Also, maybe you want to make your church a collection point. Maybe you want to make your church the place where, okay, hey, we want to join in this underwear challenge. We want to get involved. We want to help some of the kids, maybe even in our ministry, that need boxers or socks or underwear or wife beaters. So we can go and discreetly begin to get some of that information and start to donate some of these things, start to help the young people that are around us. So here's a very real need locally that we can meet. And if it's local to me, then I'll bet you wherever you live at, it's local to you. So I want to thank you for taking this time to tune in. This is an opportunity for us to clothe the least of these, which is us clothing Jesus, man. So thank you. Once again, you want to get involved, join the My Moment group, the My Moment movement group, and get plugged in. If you go to the store, man, take your pictures. You might be in a line, take the little selfie or whatever. But we want to make this thing something that moves past just my own neighborhood to meet in this need around the country. So God bless you guys, man. Grace and peace. This is your moment.